Do you think they're taking it seriously? Because these complaints coming time and again, and it looks as if nothing has been done. Why do the complaints come up time and again?
I must, at this juncture, tell you that what we want to do it happened sometime last year, these BlackBerry issues. Now it's happening again this year.
Yeah.
We won't allow it to happen before of course, our usual action. We will now have to protest to the NCC, to government and all that. Maybe that is when they will now take it seriously. Hopefully, they won't allow it to degenerate to that level.
Have we thought about the fact that the operators themselves might be having issues in terms of overtaxation and all that?
Yes, I did mention that earlier. I said that they have issues like multiple taxation. In fact, it's a major challenge because sometimes the local government will say, yes, you have to do this and that, you have to pay this. Lagos State government, for instance, is charging 3 million per mast.
Per mast?
In Lagos State.
Per operator?
Yes, by the Urban Furniture Regulatory Unit, UFRU. That is the highest anywhere in the world. But again, we are also looking at a situation
Sorry,
where...
it's a monthly or yearly?
It's a yearly thing. Yes, every year per mast. You can imagine if you are looking at 20,000 masts owned by the operators, that's a lot of money. We don't want state governments to kill the telecoms industry.
But don't you think that they're doing that because they're trying to look at what they also take out of the subscribers' pocket? Because if you have actually gone down to, relatively speaking now, bring down the core costs or services given to the subscriber, then it will also affect what the state government will be taking off your pocket.
Not at all. You see, telecoms, you have to invest heavy to get good quality service. So rather, they should be looking at a situation where telecom companies, their profits should be, that's what I'm saying when I talked about, NCC, given, operators to give NCC their rollout, their base station rollout plans. In this year, we are doing X amount to improve quality. We are going to increase our base station presence in this state by, 20, by 30, by 40. They shouldn't overtax the telecoms industry because it still needs a lot of investment to deliver good quality service. They have not moved from service delivery to customer satisfaction. We are still just delivering little level service. We are not near customer satisfaction yet.
Yeah, but that part of what he raised, because it's one thing for them to complain of multiple taxation, is a high-handedness on the part of the authorities in terms of regulation, but they're two different things. If you're providing the service, and then the cost of the service is high, and then you got another challenge where you're not providing the service in the name of multiple taxation or the excuses they come forward with, and you're charging for those. Two separate things entirely. Did the Consumers Council raise the specific challenges to them, saying, listen, it's one thing to provide this service and charge high. It's another thing not to provide it, and you charge. That's criminal, isn't it?
Well, you see, quality service must be backed up with a good infrastructure. And infrastructure provisioning, again, is not what it should be. For instance, we are looking at the federal government's Universal Service Provision Fund. Whether you like it or not, the telecoms industry is the largest provider of work, of jobs in this nation today. And that is a lot of responsibility in that industry, on that industry. And we want to ensure that the federal government also, make an effort. It should be seen to support the industry because, it's a critical industry to the economy of this nation. And we must also look at it as an industry that must be supported. You see, again, they, like Alanda said, the right-of-way issues too. When they dig, they break. You see, some of these challenges are there.
So the consumer should bear those challenges?
I'm not saying that. We should be able to, one, understand, but compensate us if such services are not there.
Yeah, that's the thing, but that is not happening. Is it?
Partially happening, because some of those complaints they do respond to, but some of them are not being responded to. And because not all of them can get to the NCC, they don't just have the time.
But wait, how do I put this now? What's the role of the Consumer Protection Council in all of this? Have they come in at all? Have they been brought in, or you just shift everything to NCC?
Consumer Protection Council, yes, they have a role to play if only you make your complaints known to them. They do act.
What I'm asking is, have you brought in the Consumer Protection Council, or all the complaints are just taken to the NCC?
In view of the fact that it is a telecoms complaint, and they are the regulator of the industry, so it's actually better to take your complaints to the NCC. Where you cannot, for instance, if the CPC Lagos office is near you, then you can be there. But it will be faster if you give it to the NCC, because they are the industry regulators.
Does NATCOMS encourage consumers to institute legal action against any of this firm where the challenges have not been met, where they feel that contracts have been breached?
Of course. You knew that in 2002 we took them to court about per second billing and bad quality service. Again in 2006, when the NCC increased the CDMA, that is the popular landline, from 5.80 kobo to 11 naira something, which was, I mean, it doubled. Everywhere in the world, I mean, it is a situation where landlines are always cheaper. But here in Nigeria, they are the same. It's unfortunate. So we went to court. Well, yes, we lost out, but at least we have made a statement by challenging these things. Again, if network operators are not giving us much, like we will want to see that network provider that has issues with the BlackBerry service, the moment they are not responding enough, to compensate, 4 or 5 days is a lot. A number of them might have lost, money in terms of business and all that. So we want them, we will look at what they want to, how they want to resolve this. If they are not resolving it satisfactorily, we may have to head for the courts.
Well, from the look of things, Olufemi Dada seems to have picked up one or two things you said. He says we should get to pay as you use in all these mediums. He included TVs too, telephones, the internet, and is that the one you say you lost out?
No.
Does that fall within your purview, DSTV? Because you talked about it earlier on.
Yes, cable TV, all that, they all belong to the Ministry of Communication Technology.
And you say it should be pay as you use.
Because in my DSTV, sometimes for 2
Sorry, have you been speaking with any of the providers?
Oh, we've always demanded for this, but we'll get to a stage where we just have to go to court.
What's the discussion like? Are they well on the same page with you?
Not yet. Initially, you see, they will always tell you these things are not possible, and like the per second billing, some of the operators say, it's not going to be possible in 2007. We said, look, Mr. Glow, if you must make the difference, thank God you are just rolling out, go per second billing. And that it just went per second, and Glow changed the entire